Good morning, everybody. I actually used the remote to start the camera this morning. Finally getting this figured out. So anyway, it's Saturday morning with coffee, and I'm doing this morning because I got a lot going on. And we got the giveaway, the kit giveaway, tomorrow. So still taking names today. The list has grown. Lots of people. I think I counted 33 yesterday. So you still got a shot at it. So if you got time, email me Rat Daddy Studios with an S on the end at gmail.com, and make sure you tell me which kit you're interested in: the Little Stogie, the Black Widow, or the Torque Chop. 3 choices, and give me your lucky number. If somebody's already got that number, I'll email you right back, and you can give me another one, or if you want, go ahead and give me a second choice, because it's funny how there's just certain groups of numbers that you guys pick at. It's kind of funny. And I mean, I remember last time it was all like engine displacements: 427, 454, 350. So, but we went up to 300 this time, so that kind of killed that. But it is funny how the numbers are all just kind of like in little groups, you know, like one apart. But anyway, so that's going on. What I wanted to show you is where I'm at with this 1/12 scale 69 Camaro. So my number one obstacle, and the thing that I wanted to do, was to get the suspension set up to handle these tires and rims that I've got from Z-Force. So it a little tedious, but you know, not the end of the world. But I did have to make some modifications. So let me show you what I did. I'm going to take the camera out of the mount here, hopefully without turning it off. Right. Anyway, get in here. Okay, so starting with the rear end. This rear end's weird because you know, it's got pins, which is great. You're gonna have shackles. I'm having to use the taller shackles in the back, which I was hoping not to, but I have to. But this rear end looks like it's weird. The pin alignment, it just wants to kind of cock itself. Good morning, Lucy. Say hi. Lucy's here to say hi this morning. So anyway, got the disc brakes from Z-Force. So what you have to do, these adapt to the back of these rims. Sorry, I've got everything bagged up here, getting ready for primer. So there's your part of your rim back, and then there's where it mounts into. And this disc brake, this hole here sits in there, so you got your brakes. So these are really nice looking. They're all like, you know, they're drilled out. Got that nice big caliper sitting in there. So what I had to do, there's just a little bit of plastic inside of the axle, so I went on and drilled that out, and I made an aluminum tube axle to go through here to adapt to these brake rotors. So it wasn't too big of a deal. I'm just going to take all this apart here. Wasn't too big of a deal. Hang on, guys. Just take this apart so you can see. Okay, so I just wanted to reinforce this. So rather than just a pin on the end, I went on and made an entire axle, and that fit. This aluminum tubing fit perfectly into the hole that was already in here. This end goes to the back of the rim, so that's keeping everything nice and sturdy. So the only thing I had to do down in the chassis, there was some plastic here that I ground off. There was just kind of a flange sticking up there. It really wasn't anything necessary, but it was hitting that tire, those big back tires. So yeah, so I had to fiddle with that just a little bit, but I didn't have to modify the rims any. Just oh, I did narrow the rear end. You can see here where I can't hang on to anything. You can see my hash mark there, but that was probably, you know, 10 millimeters longer. So I did narrow the rear end up because I wanted to get those tires tucked in there as much as I could. So it's really hard to mock this thing up and keep it in one piece. It just kept, you know, I had tape everywhere on this holding it together. Especially the front end was just a nightmare because you've got a lot of pieces, you know, in the front suspension, which is great. You know, it's detailed, but it made it really hard to mock this up and tell if my tires are going to fit in here. Didn't have to modify this wheel well area any. But what I did for the front is got multiple pieces here. So your front spindle, I had to drill these out, and I made again made an aluminum pin that fits in the caliper, and then it fits into here, which I may not be able to do this one-handed. Okay, so and they're a little long right now because I ended up last night messing with the front tire. I wanted to get those front tires tucked in there as close as possible, so I did end up I had to shorten where this sticks out here quite a bit. I removed probably 75%. There was more of a long pin sticking out of there, so I had to remove that. But it all works. Got the tires up when this is in here and the caliper's on. It's all nice and close tolerance there. You can see I left just a couple millimeters in there, and of course it'll all glue up nice and snug, and this goes into the back of the rim. So that's that. So I'm pretty sure I'm getting the ride height that I want and the tire clearance that I wanted. I did go inside the rear rear wheel wells, and I did thin that out a little bit in there because the edge of these tires is rolled really nice, but I wanted close tolerances, but I didn't want it to look like it was just going to rub, so I did grind a little bit out of there on the inside of that and smooth that out. I didn't have to do anything on the front, so did that. So now all this stuff today is I've got all this bagged up. It's going out for primer. I'm really going to do something different on this chassis as far as paint. Something I really haven't done before, and I don't know, it may look like crap, but I think I've got the idea in mind that this would be more of a car that would be at SEMA, just over the top crazy prep and paint and everything. So like a feature car. So I'm going way different. I'm sticking with the red, white, and blue theme. I think I kind of had the name in mind of American Dream, 69 Camaro. I mean, at least for our age group. 69 Camaro, a garage to keep it in, and a wife and 2.5 kids and a dog, right? The American Dream. So that's kind of what I'm sticking with. I'm going to go with the red, white, and blue. So, but you're gonna see a lot different paintwork on this one. I'm kind of pushing it over the top, so even on this chassis and the engine setup eventually. But I wanted to get the entire chassis set up, painted, because that's what this whole thing is kind of revolving around. And then the next step, I'm probably going to go with working on that motor, making sure that all fits in there properly, that 572 big block. So we'll go from there. Showed you a few things this week that I got. I did pick up, I bought some of this UV resin. One of you guys watched your video the other day. I can't remember who it was, but did a little how-to on how to use this for gauge faces. And I've had some problems lately. I always used a quick drying 2-part epoxy, crystal clear. And I always had good luck. I mean, I've got models that are 30 years old that I did gauge faces with, and they're just as clear as can be. And then I've got some stuff in the last 3 or 4 years that have yellowed. I always make the drool for my monsters out of that same stuff, And the stuff yellowed really, really bad. So, and it was the same exact stuff. I'm not sure what happened. So anyway, I took your tip on this. It's from a company called Let's Resin. And I really was impressed with how it came out. So I got some of that, and I even got a bottle of that UV glue. That other little kit comes with the little light, to activate it. So I thought I'd try this because I'm always kind of messing with different glues, and I thought I would give this one a try. I've seen some of you guys using this when you're building stuff up on your posts, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So anyways, I'm going to head out in a few minutes and put this in primer. I showed you guys this spaceship that Brian Sodergarden had done for us, and I just you know, this is one of those Christmas ornaments that splits in half that you can get, so you can put stuff in it and hang it on your tree. But I had bought a whole case of these probably well over a year ago, because I used them on my big flying saucer project. You can look back through old videos and see that. So but I just want to kind of show you this a little bit more, what Brian did with this. It's just really cool. This thing fits together so nicely. So you can kind of see the interior if you watch this, the Sonny De Palma video that I put up yesterday. You'll see Sonny's ship in this, similar to this. It's black with flames on it. But the interior, Brian did a really good job replicating the interior of this. And you get a little, it's like a little gun sight, you know, and the console almost has the look of a radiator and headlights on the top of it. And it's got the little handles, control handles here. This one has this little tiny tiki head that's going to sit on top of there. But he actually made this where the creature's tentacle slips over that little thing, and then you're gonna I gotta drill a hole. Then you're gonna glue that tiki head on top of that. I mean, that's how nice and tight the tolerances are on this thing. So it's really cool. He did a great job on the monster. Kind of again based off of Sonny's work. The monster's got, Sonny always, he did a lot of the same stuff, but it's got a little pair of dice on one tentacle. It's got a striping brush over here in this hand. Of course, the kind of disgusting flugel tongue, hollow, whatever you'd call it. Lots of eyeballs. It's just really cool. On the interior, oops, I dropped a piece. 8-ball on here, and just all these little electronic doodads in the back here. And Sonny would just, come up with pieces and parts from everything. I have a box that was given to me of Sonny's, I call it doodads. Just little, tchotchkes that he would put inside of these, and he always had like little he used a lot of those little stick-on jewels, like on the consoles and stuff. So I'm gonna kind of follow that, when I do this. I just really love this. I mean, I can't wait. I just ordered paint for this. I can't wait to get after this thing. It's gonna be fun. One thing I didn't show you was he made these flies. These are like the Stanley mouse flies that you see in a lot of the mouse illustrations, or they're very similar to the ones in the mouse kits, which are really small, but these are big versions. He also gave me a whole bag of the small versions, which are about the size of the ones in the kits. I mean, these things are just hilarious. And this one actually, the big one, actually has a butt crack. so these are just cool. He sent me a couple of these. These will go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to use them, but they're going to go somewhere. But it's really fun stuff. So I mean, you guys know that I love that kind of stuff anyway. So that's where I'm at. The holiday hauler, still fiddling with that. Got a few more pieces and parts to glue up on the frame and the chassis and stuff. Some of the detail parts. I'm going to do some touch up, but that's coming together. I need to really get after the interior next, but I'm going to be using some candy paints on a lot of these parts. So I will probably, I'm going to do some candy apple red on the interior, I think on the interior box for that, the holiday hauler, because I did the seats in white and the dashboard in candy green. And I think I'm going to do like some candy red in the door panels, maybe on there if I've got time. So try to mask that off tonight. But yeah, I'll keep watching the email. And if anybody else wants to sign up for the giveaway, the kit giveaway, please do so. It's going to be fun tomorrow morning. I'll do the random number picker. And if it doesn't get your number exactly on each drawing, then it will be the number that is closest to the number that the random number picker chooses. So that's how that's going to play out. So what I may do is I may have to kind of cut that into pieces because I don't want to drag that out into some big thing and me having to calculate which number is which. So I'm probably going to do those individual drawings, and then I'll stop the video and you know, figure out who's the winner, and then, you know, I'll splice it all together. So yeah, so that's about it. It's getting hot outside. Humidity's been pretty awful. We've had a ton of rain the last couple of weeks, which is not usual, an unusual thing for this time of year for us, and some really violent storms. So the humidity's really kicked up. Everything's still kind of saturated out there. The grass is growing. So yard work as usual this weekend, but not going to kill myself because it's just too hot. So yeah, we're halfway through July. So next month's the big month for storm season to start kicking in. August, September. That's when they really start rearing their ugly head for us. So kind of, you know, we talked about it. My wife was saying last night we need to walk around and see if there's any threatening tree limbs or anything that could smack into the house that we need to trim back. So we have to kind of start keeping that stuff in mind this time of year. So so anyway, so that's where I'm at on these builds, and yeah, that's it. So you guys have a great weekend, and I'm gonna making sure I don't have a thumbprint on my lens there now. I will see you in the morning for the drawing, and I'm probably just gonna put all this together. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll put this up today. Yeah, I'll put this up this morning. So all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for some more coffee and some free model kits. So have a good day, and see you soon. Using my remote. 1, 2, 3.